All right, here we go. Another special edition of the Quarantine Stream. Matinee edition, JLs. Brunch edition. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man JL's from Nick of Time Show. Special guest JL's.
Special.
He did two tours with the Knicks. Two tours with JL's from Nick of Time Show in 2010 and as well as 2012. Number 2, Raymond Felton in the building. Ray Felton. Welcome to the show, man. Definitely appreciate you giving us some time. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I can't complain. As good as I can be during these times.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's definitely tough times, but like I was saying, we definitely appreciate you coming on and spending some time with the fans. Before we get started, salute to everybody in chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Tonight's hashtag, JLS, it's an easy one. Real obvious. Tonight's hashtag is going to be Knicks tape. So throw a Knicks tape in the chat to salute Ray Felton in the building.
Amen.
All right, Ray, so you came to the Knicks in 2010. When you came from Charlotte, you had a steady 5 years there. You was averaging 13 and 6. But when you got to the Knicks, you had a surge in points and assists, 17 points per game, 9 dimes in 54 games. What was it that clicked like that? You just had that surge in performance.
Well, just that chemistry, that system, playing with guys like Amari, Wilson Chandler, Gallinari, just different guys that was on that team, man. We were special. Tony Douglas, it was fun, man. It was fun. Like we were just young and just having a good time. And that system, probably one of the best systems for offense in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just run and gun, and I loved it, man. It was beautiful.
That system, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that D'Antoni. How would you describe that D'Antoni system?
It's just confidence, man. It's free, and it's just like get the ball up and down the court, pick and roll, and if you got an open shot, take it. And that's just how he coached. He coached confidence. If you didn't want to shoot the ball, you're gonna sit on his bench. And I don't know too many guys who playing basketball. If a coach tell them to shoot, they ain't gonna shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? So he give you the utmost confidence, man, in that system, and just being a point guard in that system, having that green light, having the confidence that he gave me and gave everybody on the team, man. It just made my job easy for real. Made my job easy.
You and Stat really hit it off with the chemistry. The chemistry was potent. Stat came in, he embraced the city right away, and he was dominant for quite a few, games out there. 9 straight games with 30-plus points. How did you feel like, you guys were able to click that fast?
Well, just knowing him since high school, man. We came up in high school ranks together. Same McDonald's game, AAU tournaments, camps. Like, we've known each other since our childhood, since the grind of getting to the point where we was at, getting to the NBA. So, just knowing each other from that time and just having that chemistry from day one, just from the friendship, and it just carried on to the court. Like I said, just being in that system, man, it was beautiful. And I wish that could have stayed a little longer than it did. That was hurtful for me, just missing that time and just seeing where it could have went.
Yeah, I could imagine, man. One of the coaches that the Knicks are looking at this offseason is Kenny Atkinson. And he was an assistant coach when you were there in that D'Antoni system. Talk a little bit about how you worked with Kenny Atkinson and some of the things that he worked with you on your game.
Just as a point guard, and just Kenny was a tough coach. And he was one of those people who would get out there, he'd get in front of you and try to guard you, and he'd be running through the plays just as hard as players. He was just that personable. He was just that type of person. He one of those coaches who will get out there and just show you how to do things if he don't like the way you're doing it. Man, that was his attitude. And he's a great guy. He's a great coach. Never coached, never played up on him as a head coach, but as an assistant coach, he was great. He was great for me. He was great for the team, just for the camaraderie and just the fire that he brought to the team. It was fun.
That's what's up, man. And you had mentioned that you regretted how your first tour ended so abruptly after 54 games. Talk a little bit about that side of the business. I mean, you coming in as a free agent, they're courting you, and probably explain it to you how you're the future and so on and so forth. And then boom, 54 games into it, the trade rumors are going in, and ultimately you end up in Denver. I mean, what's that feeling like when you end up getting traded?
At my age at that time, it was hurtful. It was a lot of things. You start questioning things. You just go through that moment where it's just like you're not understanding that, part of being in the NBA is a business. And being my 6th year in the NBA, like I wasn't understanding that yet. I didn't grasp that. And I was angry, and I was just like, why would you trade me after the numbers I put up and what we've changed around in the Knicks program, and just, it was just a lot, especially when I knew that Melo was probably going to still come to the Knicks that next year. You know what I'm saying? I understand trying to get Carmelo Anthony. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the best players to play this game, and he's a dear friend of mine, like a brother to me. So, I understood him coming. I wanted him to come, but I just didn't want myself to get taken out of the equation, during that time. So I would have loved to see what it would have been like, all of us playing together. And we did end up getting to play with each other years later. Yeah. But during that time when we was rolling, adding him to that team, I think we could have been something special.
So it was interesting because did you ever think to call Melo and be like, hey, can we form a big three the next year?
That's what I'm saying.
Like what Miami was doing, and so you
right. Yeah, I never really thought about it at that time. Like I said, I was just young and just enjoying playing basketball, love being in the NBA, and just not really thinking about the business side of it like that, like I have knowledge of it now at this current time. If it was now, I'd be like, yeah, hey Melo, just let's do something this summer. Just hold it out a little bit, saying over there in Denver, and let's do something special over here in New York next summer, because we want you for sure. You know what I'm saying? But, this opportunity going to still be here. But, that's how it goes sometimes, man. You can't control it,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying we needed that depth, man. You could have had Ray, Melo, Stat, Wilson, you know what I mean? Danilo. You still had Landry Fields there. Yeah, Jeffries, that depth. We needed that depth, man. That trade crushed us.
Yeah, and I feel like our front office kind of crushed under the pressure, because there was rumors that Brooklyn was trying to get Melo too.
Right.
And I think they kind of jumped the gun. It was like, nah, not the new
don't
guy.
Unfold it, man.
It was just like, what, just pull the trigger. And hopefully hopefully we'll get Ray back. And we actually did end up getting you back eventually in 2012. So when you got traded back to the Knicks, though, what were you thinking? Like, because usually players, when they get traded, like you said, there's like a little bit of an animosity.
Right.
But so what were you thinking when they asked you to come back?
Well, there really wasn't no animosity. I had nothing but love for the Knicks organization, for the city, period, because they ain't did nothing but welcome me with open arms and love me as a player, with the fire and the desire that I brought to the game. So there was no hate there. It was like a trust issue a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I get there, what y'all gonna do? Send me off again?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it was just like, you know what? They got a great team over here. They was forming a great team up under a great coach, Coach Woody, and I love him to death. Still should be the coach there, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's like a coach, a father figure. He's just all of the above for me. You know what I'm saying? Just having that relationship with him for years. Coming back was definitely not a problem, man. I would do it again 20 more times. You know what I'm saying? It was just, coming back to that city and that fire, being in the Garden. It's amazing, man. I love it.
Absolutely. I still feel like the Knicks fans still love you, because I still remember when you was in OKC and you came back and Knicks fans changed.
Listen, let's be real. Ray was the last good point guard that we had, bro.
He was, man. He was the last real point guard that would play both sides.
The last good point guard this team has had. No shade to the rest, but we just being honest, man.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, so during the climate though of New York was, we had just finished going through insanity.
Yep.
So did you feel like there was like a little bit of extra pressure to come back, because Knicks fans were like, "Oh, we want Lynn, and then Lynn not coming back, and then we have you." So did you feel like any extra pressure to be like, I have to prove?
No, it wouldn't run no pressure. I knew I had to step up. I knew I had to bring it, each and every night. And I had to bring it that season. But pressure, because I have confidence in what I bring to the table and what I can do on the court. And then looking at the team that we had, like, it was like, oh man, I'm gonna be all right over here. You know, you had J Kidd,
Yeah.
somebody that, you know, that was a mentor to me that was going to help my game. And then you got Melo over there. You got, I mean, shoot, JR. We still have Stat. We had Tyson. You know, we had my OGs, Kirk Thomas, Marcus Camby at the time. We had Sheed. I mean, the list goes on. Pablo, my man.
Pablo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was just, you know, we had a team set up
That
to
was squad.
win. Oh man, it was disappointing how that season ended, man. That was another hurtful thing too, that season and that playoffs against Indiana that year.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree because we had a lot of vets on that team who carried that team, so I felt like we ran out of steam towards the end. But during the actual season, though, what did you feel like clicked for you guys? Because I know there was a lot of veterans that I know that probably helped the team.
You had a coaching staff that we had, man. It was like a whole bunch of coaches who actually played the game. Like they played on a professional level. They played in the NBA during their time, and just having coaches who understand the basketball side of it and off the court, and just, you know, that chemistry that we had, we was close, man. We always like family. You know, they call it Knicks table. It was really Knicks table was a family. Like it was real, from the coaches to the players and really to the fans. Like it was like a fan based season. Like, you know, we all was connected, and you know, it was just beautiful to see. It was beautiful to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like that coaching staff was amazing. You know, Woody was great. Woody was just, you know, he was a coach that understood. You know, he gave us the freedom, but at the same time, like he let us know he was in charge. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it got times we have battles, at times we have our disagreements, you know, as players and as coaches, but at the end of the day, we respected him. And I think a lot of that is missing in the game nowadays, that, you know, sometimes these young guys don't respect their coaches. And that's not a good thing, man. You know, you got these old school coaches who are starting to leave the game and retiring, or, you know, going into the front office, and, you know, the young coaches are coming in, and it's like, you know, like I miss those days when a coach would get on you and you would take it. You know, I've seen Greg Popovich, I mean, get on Tim Duncan like he was like he was nobody. You know what I'm saying? This is Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that with my own eyes, and that's how it should be. And every player should take it and know that it's coming from a good place. It ain't coming from, I'm trying to disrespect you, I'm trying to embarrass you. It's coming, I'm trying to get the best out of you. And that's how I always took it. You know, I think that's something that's starting to leave the game now, man. It's missed for real.
You know, Ray, you mentioned Jason Kidd's impact on that team, and as a mentor, how did he help you specifically, and what do you felt like, you know, how he elevated the team? How did you feel like he specifically elevated the team?
I mean, just his presence, man. His knowledge of the game was it's impeccable, man. I can't even speak on it. Just the things he knew. He would tell me something on the court to do something, and it'd cause me to get a wide open layup. Like it was crazy. Like he would tell me in the huddle, like, I want you to do this when you come off this screen, you come off this pick. And when I do it, it was like it opened up like the Red Sea. It was just like this. And I get all the way to the basketball level, and I'd just be like, wow. Like, how did he know that was going to happen? How did he foresee that before the play even started? You know what I'm saying? It was just things like that he would do for me, man. And just picking his brain, just talking to him. And I was always a person who wanted to learn. Like, I was never like, oh, I'm the starting point guard. I'm like, I know everything. Nah, I wanted to learn. I picked his brain. I talked to him all the time during practice, after practice, working with him, looking at film. Like, it was just that type of relationship. And he was open to it. He was open to helping me. He was open to showing me things. And, man, I thank him for that, for real.
That's what's up, man. And his impact on the team was so obvious, you know, and being able to play off ball. He had a 2-guard rotation out there, extra facilitator. He was able to knock down a 3 earlier in the season, and the hockey assists, and J.K. was just cerebral out there, man. I love what he brought to that team.
For real. Me too, man. It's like, you take him off that team, you take away just like the camaraderie, and that's what you need sometimes. Sometimes you see these teams who got a great team, they're young, and you're just trying to figure out what are they missing. Sometimes you need that leader, that older veteran that can just, you know, keep guys together in the locker room, off the court. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff matters more than being on the court. You know, you have to get along and not love each other, but get along with each other enough to like have that type of chemistry. So when you're on the court, you know, y'all fight for each other. Y'all got each other's back. And a lot of that is missing too. A lot of that is missing in some of these young teams, where you look at their team like, man, this team is too talented to be losing every night, but they don't have that leadership. They don't have that veteran in the locker room on the court with them that can, like like shake things up when it's time to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's missed.
True story, man. Well said. And you mentioned the chemistry and camaraderie. Who was like the prankster on the team? You know that got you through those tough times. You guys were playing back to back nights on that schedule. You know who was the guy that was the jokester on the team?
We didn't really had no jokesters, but we had some funny dudes, man. Kirk Thomas probably might have been one of the funniest dudes on the team. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
Kurt is quiet, but Kurt is funny, man. Kirk Thomas is funny, man. My OG, he was off the chain, man. He was off the chain. So he was one of, and that's what I'm talking about. He was a veteran. He was a guy that he was like 18 years in, and he understood his role, and he just, you know, he was there to keep us together, man. You know, we had bad times. He'd come in and say something, and it was just like everybody would start laughing, man. It was just like, you know, that what we was dealing with at that time and what we was upset about is like now it's gone, you know. And that sometimes that's what you need. But you know, if I had to give it to somebody, it was Kurt. We had a lot of funny people on that team, but Kurt Thomas, he was funny.
You know, a lot of Knicks fans always point to that game in Utah, man, when Kurt was playing on that broken foot.
Yeah, man.
And gave it all he had, man. And that was a tough win. Knicks don't really win in Utah that much. You guys were injured. A lot of guys were out that game. And Kurt came in, dropped about 8 points, broken foot, J. Ellis, and walked off. He's like, that was it, man. That was it.
Hey, that sums his career right there, man. He was a grinder. He was a guy that fought and brung it every night. That's why he played for so long. You know, even without playing for 10, 15 games straight, you put him in a game, that's what he give you. He give you 8 buckets. He give you 9 rebounds. He give you those hard picks that get you wide open that a lot of people don't see on the stat sheet. Like, it's just things like that he understood his role, and that's why he played for so long. And he's just a great guy in the locker room. He's a great guy, period. And like I said, things are like that are just missed in the game now. You miss that now.
Absolutely. So I know you kind of already talked about Woodson's coaching style and stuff. So I want to ask you something else too, because you have Woodson coming up and Atkinson coming up. I'm not sure if you won't even want to answer this like this, but do you feel like you would pick Woody over Atkinson, or how do you feel like you compare the two?
Oh man, let's see. That's a tough question. That's a tough question to answer because, you know, I got a relationship with both of them. You know what I'm saying? I got a relationship with both of them, so I wouldn't want to say I like one coach better than the other.
All right, so you can tell us what you like about either one.
But I've never played for Coach Atkinson, so I can't. If I got to give the upper hand, I'm gonna give it to Coach Woody. You know what I'm saying? Because I've played for him. I've been in the locker room with him. I've been in battles with him. You know what I'm saying? So I know him in a better way than I do Coach Atkinson as a head coach. But I know Coach Atkinson. He's a great coach. I won't take nothing from him, and he deserves a head coaching job. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to choose a coach, then I'm gonna choose Coach Woody for sure.
All right, you heard that here first, Knicks fans. All right.
He's putting his hat in the ring for Michael Woodson.
This is debate. This is debate that's going on within the chat for the last few weeks. So that's why you asked you that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2 great coaches, man. I mean, that's a great debate. You know, you will win with either one of those coaches. You know that, and I will tell the Knicks fans that you'll win with either one of those coaches. You already seen Coach Woodson. You've seen what Coach Atkinson did over in Brooklyn. You know, with the injuries and just with the different things that he had. You know, he's been in the playoffs, but maybe not as much winning seasons as they may want. But you know, he's a hard fighting guy, fighting coach. Coach Woody, he's just an old school coach who know how to change with the times, and that's what I love about Coach Woody.
Interesting.
He still knows how to change with time with the young guys, and you know, sometimes that's what you need.
That's important. Relatability is important, especially with these young guys right now. You're absolutely right about that.
True story. JLs, before you get to that question, I just want to salute to the chat. Hit that reset real quick. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. We're talking to Raymond Felton live any view right now. Throw a Knicks tape in the chat to salute Ray Fel. All right, go ahead.
All right, cool. So first and foremost, I want to thank you because during that 54-win team, I was talking to a girl who was a Celtics fan. And y'all beat the Celtics in the playoffs. And I thoroughly believe that we're not talking right now because I rubbed it in too much.
Hey, it was great to beat the Celtics, man. Listen, I love KG before Boston. I hated Paul Pierce as a player. You know, it was just good to finally beat them, man. I loved it.
Ooh, Paul Pierce got on my nerves so much.
Loved it.
Oh, all right. Anyway, but so after that Boston series, you ran into the Pacers and we ended up losing. to the Pacers. So can you tell me what you felt like went wrong during that series?
Ain't nothing went wrong, but we lost the first game. We lost that first game. We never recovered because we could never beat them there. But after that, they could never beat us in New York either. But we lost that first game. It gave them the home court advantage. So they was able to get the 4 wins before we could. You know, if we won those first 2 games, even if we lost the next 2 in Indiana, it didn't matter because they could never beat us in New York. So we still would have won in Game 7 or whatever could have happened at that point. I would still love to see we'd have got to Game 7, what would have happened. But it was just that first game really hurt us, man. It hurt us. It hurt us.
Did you feel like not wrapping up the Celtics earlier than you should have kind of impacted that Game 1 start?
I'm not gonna say it impacted it. It might have threw us off a little bit, but like impacted us. Nah. I feel like we still should have won that series versus Indiana.
Cool. So, how did you reflect on the 2013 season? Because I know it ended like at 37-45, and I missed the playoffs. So,
yeah.
What was the thought process after that season was over to kind of bounce back and move forward?
Well, after that season, the season that we didn't make the playoffs, which was my second year there back, I left. Me and Tyson got traded to Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas that year, and I had a lot of stuff that I was dealing with off the court. You know, that whole deal, that whole spill and whatever with that.
Yeah.
But that year was just a lot of injuries, man. I was hurt for about 20 games. Melo was out. Ari was out up until like January. We just had a lot of injuries, man. It was just guys were just banged up, man. It was just like one of those years where it's just like, you know, we still fought. I think we still ended the season like a 16-4 run, like whatever it was.
Just missed the playoffs by 1 game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we still, after we got healthy, we still showed that we still was a team that could still win games and still be in the playoffs and still be a contender. But you know, you have a season like that, you know, that's not a good sign or a good thing. And get you out of there fast, man. So,
plus that Bargnani trade. I mean,
the Bargnani trade.
I'll say, you don't got to say, Ray. I'll say it, man. That Bargnani trade, the Knicks fans did not like that move. He was not the Hibbert stopper. That was a terrible trade, Ray. I'm sorry, man.
He gave up picks.
I ain't gonna comment on that.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Let y'all have that.
All right.
Yeah, it was different. Put it like that. It was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do wish that, you know, sometimes fans and front office recognize the difference between a bad team sometimes and when people are injured and kind of move accordingly. I feel like sometimes they get a little bit ahead of themselves with the moves and the record when injuries has a lot to do with what's going on the court. So I wish that people had that.
Yeah, I admit that. Sometimes teams move a little too fast and not give it a chance to like see what can happen one more year. I mean, we just saw that firsthand, you know, when we was watching The Last Dance, how they told them guys that, you know, y'all win 6 championships and y'all not going to be together no. Like, we ain't going to try to see if we can win another one. We're not going to try to see if we can win 7. It's over now. It's just like, why? You know, and it just proves that, you know, that just sometimes that's just how it goes. You have no control of what happens sometimes, and that's just how it is.
Sometimes it is just the luck of the draw, for real. So a lot of people had their garden moments here, and I know we've had a lot of big moments, hit a lot of clutch shots. Do you have a standout moment in your mind that you pulled off in the garden?
Oh man, I mean, it's so many big time games, man. You know, just that game we had versus Boston.
Yes.
Versus Boston, man. Like that was
the Boston games. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, that was rocking. You know, we was just going back and forth. That game was crazy, man. You know, but just a game winner for me was my first time around in 2010. We was playing against Toronto when I hit that game. You know, on Calderon off the pick. You know what I'm saying, with the spin off and then the step back, and the ball kind of went up and then twirled around the rim a little bit, and it went down.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that was a big moment. But
good time in CP on the production. I see you.
I had it rocking, man. I gotta get all that together, man. And you know, Ray, last year when you came back with the Thunder, the Garden gave you was calling for you to jump into the game, man. What's that like to still get love from Knicks fans even when you're not on the team?
Oh man, that made me smile, man. You know, it just shows that, you know, they appreciated what I brought to the table and what I did when I was here, when I was with the Knicks, and that's something that will always be with me, man. I always cherish those times there and those moments, man. It was special. It was special.
Who were the guys on the team, whether your first tour or your second tour? Who are you closest with on those teams?
I mean, really everybody, man. Like for real, to be honest, we all did stuff together. We all hung out. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always had a personal relationship with Melo and Mari just from knowing each other through high school, playing in the camps and the same McDonald's game, all that stuff together. You know, we always had that relationship, knowing each other since we was kids. But I mean, I had a great relationship with Jr. Shump. J Kidd, Sheed and Kurt Thomas and Marcus Cameron. Those guys were my OGs. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that relationship was there like big brothers. He had Kmart who came on, who ended up being a great friend. You know what I'm saying? We still good friends to this day, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just, the list goes on, man. Like Pablo, that's my main man.
Pablo was that guy, man.
Yo, bring back Pablo, man.
Facts.
I want him coaching, for real.
Pablo, great, man. That's a good dude. He knows the game, too. He knows it big time. So, but yeah, I mean, all of us, man, just have a special relationship just from that era, just that Knicks tape era, man. We all just so tight and so close.
That's dope, man.
Absolutely. So, tough. There's a lot of great point guards coming up in your era.
Mm-hmm.
Got to tell me, who are your toughest competitors at the point guard position?
Ooh, man, that's
a lot
tough.
Of dogs. It was a lot of dogs, man.
Tough, man. That's tough, man. I can break it down from the time I've been in the league, man. Because you got some young guys now who's doing their thing that I have to give props to. But when I first came in the league, man, a lot of people don't know, man. Andre Miller was a beast.
Andre Miller was a dimer, man.
Andre Miller was a beast, man. I played against Andre Miller, Big Shot, Steve Nash. I mean, I played against J Kidd before I even played with him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, man, shoot, man. Baron Davis, when he was in Golden State, like, I mean, it was tough, man. It was tough, man. TJ Ford was a problem.
TJ Ford was a beast. TJ Ford was a sleeper, man. That injury hurt him, but TJ was a problem.
Listen, man, it was just, I mean, I can go on and on with point guards, man. And then, as I got a little older, you had guys like Russell Westbrook come in, John Wall, Steph Curry, Kyrie was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list can go on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. That point guard position, man, if you ain't ready to go, man.
You had to get your sleep every night, huh?
Yeah, man. You gotta bring it every night. I'm telling you that.
Ice baths. So, thoughts on another point guard, your fellow alum, Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him coming into the league, and any advice for him once he gets here? Do you want him on the Knicks? I don't know, maybe.
I don't know how guys feel about playing somewhere where they from, or where they're close to where they from. You know what I'm saying? That could be a lot of pressure. That can be a lot on you. Just from a lot of things. People want people. Just period. Always trying to get you to do this, do that. Come there. You want to kind of, as a rookie, you want to be relaxed, be comfortable too. You know what I'm saying? Kind of be relaxed and kind of just be in grind mode. You know what I'm saying? So, Cole is just he's just one of those special players where, you can't take about what happened at Carolina this year and put that into who he is as a player. You know what I'm saying? They had a rough year. He got hurt, and that was just, you take him off that court. That's the playmaker. He's the guy that gets things done for them. You know what I'm saying? And with him, I think his biggest thing when he get there, he gonna have to just work, man. He got to work. You got to work because you're one of the top premier positions in the game. You got to bring it every night.
Yeah,
guys who gonna come at you every night, night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, he just got to work. Got to work on his game, work on his craft, work on his shot, work on his game as a point guard, and running the team and knowing your teammates and knowing where they want the ball at this time and at that time. It's a lot of things you got to learn, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing with the best of the best. But I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be all right.
All right.
No doubt, man. We're talking to Ray Felton. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Throw a hashtag Knicks tape in the chat to salute Ray Felton. Ray, every athlete has a career arc, right? You know, when I look at yours, you came in North Carolina, one of the best basketball schools ever, won a national championship, number 5 pick with the Bobcats. You know, you're the floor general, 5 years with them. You come to Knicks tape and you're running the show. Then on the second half, it's more of a, you know, bench role, mentorship role. And you didn't play this past season. How do you kind of reflect on that? I mean, I would have to imagine that it's kind of hard to kind of deal with, you know, the realities that, you know, you're coming close to the end. How do you look at that?
I look at it like it is gonna be a day, you know, where you're gonna have to hang up them shoes, but I'm gonna go out on my terms. I'm not gonna go out with nobody telling me, well, I think it's it for you now. I think no, that's not how I made my name. I'm gonna go out on my terms. I'm gonna go out when I'm ready. And I still got some left in me, you know, whether it's gonna be here or even if I go across that water and play, I still want to play basketball. I don't have to, but I want to because I love to play. I want to play. I want to play at a high level and be competitive. You know, hopefully I can, you know, get on somebody's team and be that veteran, be that guy that you could put in the game and, you know, he still know how to win games and he still know how to run a team. You know what I'm saying? Be that guy who can help in the locker room and help with the young guys, help develop these guys. Because, you know, a lot of these guys are missing that. A lot of these guys are missing. They have player development in the game now, but you still need a guy who's been in the game, who's played, who know what to deal with things off the court, on the court, you know, different things like that that can give back. And I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to give back to the younger guys because, you know, they need it for real. A lot of these guys do need that.
Yeah, and these guys are coming out younger and younger, man. These teams are getting a lot younger, so you definitely need those savvy vets to help get these guys in order. Is there anything, when you look back over your career, is there anything you feel like you could have done better, or is there anything that any regrets, like from you know early in your career?
Well, I mean, I really don't have, you know, saying too many regrets because I feel like, you know, my career thus far has been a blessing. It's been great. You know, I can't complain. You know, is there a lot little things, little hiccups here and there that I wish I could change? Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? But like, do I change anything that I've had so far? Man, it's been a blessing. I've been a blessing to play 14 seasons and, you know, play in some great cities amongst a lot of great guys and great players and great coaches. I mean, just being an NBA player is just a blessing and has been a blessing for me and my family since 2005. So I can't sit here and say I have any regrets, but if there's little things that I would tweak and change because I've got more knowledge of the game and what's provided, what's needed, what you need to do as a player, of course, there's things I would change for sure.
I hear that, man. And then lastly, you know, how do you want to be remembered as a basketball player? How should the fans remember Ray Felton?
Man, just a guy who gonna bring it every night, man. I don't care who I'm playing against. It can be the supposed to be the best point guard in the NBA, but I didn't care. You know, that player was gonna shake my hand after the game and be like, man, you tough. You bring it no matter what. And that's just how I am, man. I mean, I give you an example of, you know, Steph Curry came in and dropped 51 points.
I was about to mention that.
He dropped 51 points on me, but I made 2 plays at the end of the game, blocked this shot, and stole the ball from him to seal the game.
Still had to close it. Still got to close them.
Didn't matter.
That's just who I was, you know. I mean, no matter what, you know, it's the NBA, man. Guys gonna score points on you. Guys gonna score. Guys gonna have nights where the basket is big as an ocean. I've had those nights before. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna happen. So, you know, it's just all about, you know, just being a dog and being a grinder and just never giving up. And that's what I want to be known as. I just want my respect. You don't got to give me no all-star accolades. You don't got to give me this and give me that. Just respect me as a player. When you hear Ray Felton, you be like, yeah, he gonna bring it. He brings it. You know, he was one of those players that you better be ready to go that night. You know, and that's it. I just want respect. That's it.
Yeah, that's how them South Carolina boys are bred, man. We had Xavier McDaniel on the other day too, man. That's that bulldog in him, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Bulldog mentality.
Shout out to the X-Man. Ray, talk a little bit about Team Felton. You know, you're doing a lot of great things in the community. Team Felton being one of those things. Give the fans a little idea about what Team Felton is about and some of the accomplishments that you guys have achieved over the years.
Well, man, it's just something I started, man, when I was when my nephew was 12 years old. I started at 12, just help sponsor a team that he was already on. Then eventually the next year I took over the whole program and turned it into my own program, and just, been doing it for 10 plus years, and just being able to just give back to the kids, man, and just give them an opportunity to go play in front of college coaches and be in these big time tournaments and be seen and be able to get a free ride. And I'm just one of those programs that I don't want nothing from the kids. I don't want no money from them. I don't want no money back for them. I don't want anything. I just want to see them be successful and succeed. Whether it's a full scholarship, to me, a full scholarship to college, right there, that's success. Right there, that's where it stops for me. Now I've had guys who's in the NBA now. I got guys who playing professional baseball. I got guys who got opportunity to go play professional football here coming up next year or the next 2 years. So, my program has been, I think, just a outlet for these kids to just be seen and just express their talent and show their talent. And it's just something that just dear to me now. And now I'm getting into the girls now. So now I got third grade all the way up to 11th grade, boys and girls. I'm just trying to give back, man. Just that I was able to get a hold to later in my career, because I didn't bloom until late into my career, because I was just from a small town, and I wasn't able to go to these big tournaments until I was able to get to the right AAU team. So
right.
Just to be able to provide that for these kids at such an early age, you know what I'm saying, it's just my way of giving back, man. And like I say all the time, and I tell every parent, like, look, I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you, and I ain't gonna pay you for your child either.
Yeah, man.
Nobody give you no money for your child to play for Team Felton. Like, if you want to play for this organization, you're more than welcome if your son or whoever makes the team. But I don't think I'm gonna pay you for your child to play on this team, or I'm gonna take anything from your child. I don't want nothing. I don't need no money from them, and I don't want no money. And I'm also not gonna give you no money. But I also have done situations where I tell them, like, look, if you want to come see your child play, like, just talk to me. I understand it. Like, I've been there. My parents could never come see me go play in an AAU tournament. They couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So if you need a little help going somewhere to a tournament, I'm more than welcome to do that. But I'm not about to give you no money just for your child to come play on our team. I'm not doing that. But I mean, Team Felton has been great, man. Shout out to my man Fred Cannon, man. He's been great.
Shout out Coach Cannon.
Yeah, man.
He's been amazing. He's been great. I've been able to just concentrate on basketball. He's been running that program to the T. My program went from a small, just one team, to two teams, to now it's a whole entire organization. So I gotta get all the credit and all the shout out to him, man. I'll just be there when I can to show love to the kids and like see them play and support them and fund it. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. But then he's the guy that does the legwork. He's the guy that I got to give all the love to.
Yeah, shout out Coach Cannon, man. 80 scholarship recipients, Jay Ellis, in men's basketball, women's basketball, and football. Notable alums, Bam Adebayo, Harry Giles have come through Team Felton. You got Joey Baker playing for Duke, and your nephew Talik Felton, Jalik Felton playing at UNC, man. So that's very honorable what you're doing in the community and giving these kids an opportunity to succeed, man. Very, very dope. Very dope.
Education, man, is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Ray, another question. Obviously, there's so much going on in the country right now. You have the civil unrest. You have all these police killings. We're in the middle of a pandemic. How have these events and these issues impacted you? You're a father yourself. Have you had that conversation with your son? How's that been impacting you and your family?
Man, I get angry, man, when I think about it, man, because we living in a time in the world right now where it's just it's not okay, man. It's not okay what they're doing. It's not okay for my son to come to me and say he's scared to be an African American. Like he's scared, and it pissed me off. It really pissed me off, man. I'm kind of getting pissed right now talking about it, but. It's just like, it's hurtful, man. It's hurtful that, that now they want to, now people want to listen. Now people want to talk about it. Now people want to step up and say, oh, we doing this, we doing that. I'm getting emails from all kind of companies and different people want to want to speak out about it now, saying that we support the movement. Black Lives Matter. I mean, this stuff been going on for so long.
Facts. We have been for 400 years, man. Come
Seriously,
on,
man. Shoot, even a year ago.
Yeah. So now all of a sudden everybody getting on board, and I like it. No offense to that. Like, that's great. I'm glad that people are starting to step up. People are starting to wake up now and see what's going on. But like I said before, this has been going on for way long, man. And it's just time out for it. It needs to stop, and it gotta stop. And just dealing with that situation with my son, man. Just telling him, like, you're not gonna be afraid to be a young black man in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all the future. And I'm not going to allow you to be scared to be black. I'm not going to allow you to not be proud to be black. And
power.
It's not going down in my household. You know what I'm saying? That's not going down. You know what I'm saying? I come from the country. I come from South Carolina. I come from, I've dealt with those things that people are dealing with. I've been in situations, being stopped by a cop and being racially, profiled, and I've dealt with it myself, hands on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that's been going on for way long, man. And it's just time out for it now. And honestly, as African Americans and as the black community, we sick of it. We tired. We done.
Right.
Real.
That's a fact, man. Yeah, that's a fact.
We over it, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. And I know people just coming out talking about, well, it's not the way to go about it. It's not the way to do it. We shouldn't do it this way, the way y'all doing things. And
man,
what y'all want us to do?
Yeah.
What y'all want us to do? We've tried the calm protesting. We've tried it.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried it y'all way. So now we doing it our way. Now we doing it another way. So now maybe we can get y'all attention. And I'm not saying I'm about violence, because I'm not. I'm not about violence. But I'm not about killing our people either.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot going on, man, with the coronavirus stuff, and then now this going on. It's just tough times, man. As a father, man, I got to do what I got to do to protect my family and make sure they there, make sure they educated, and make sure they understand what's really going on out here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You hit it on the head, and I'm a father as well. My son's an infant, but it's a conversation that I'm gonna have to have with him eventually. Because as you said, most of us have been through those situations, and a lot of people don't understand that, jails. They just look at the statistic and say, "Oh, it's low," but a lot of it. I've been stopped and frisked in the middle of New York City. I've been followed home, and cop tailing me as I get off the expressway, pull me over my driveway, and say, "Oh, there's been robberies in the neighborhood. You look suspicious." Like all that happens, and that's not a part of the statistics, but it's a very real situation. That when those sirens hit, somebody like me, I got all the windows down, all my paperwork is out the window, hands on the wheel, lights is on, jails. I don't play, because I don't give them a reason to slip. You know what I mean? And it's just it's an emotional thing. It's been an emotional past couple of weeks, man. I gotta agree with you on that one, right? For sure.
I agree with you on that, man. It's emotional right now. And no offense to the cops throughout the world, because there are some good cops.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that there are some good cops. There are a lot of good cops. I have cop friends, white and black.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't discriminate either. Like, it ain't that. It ain't just I got good black cop friends. No, I got white cop friends too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that if you see a man doing something he ain't supposed to, like step in and say, look, that ain't right. Stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just step in, and that's just what it's all about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just in everyday life. If I see one of my friends doing something it's gonna get him in trouble, or doing something he ain't supposed to do, that's not right, I'm gonna step in as a friend. I'm like, look, you need to chill. Like, you need to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man. I can talk all day about this situation, man. It's a lot. It's a lot, and there's a lot going on right now, and it's gonna have to stop. As simple as that.
True story. Well said, man. And we're talking to Raymond Felton. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Throw a Knicks tape in the chat for Ray Fel. Ray, just to close it out, first again, we just want to thank you for giving us some time and sharing it with the fans, especially during these times, to have a welcome distraction and kind of talk about the good old days. What's your final message to the fans, man? What do you want to say to the fans in the chat and the Knicks fans worldwide that appreciated your times here?
First of all, thank you two guys, man, for having me on, man. This was good. This was, give me a chance to get away and be able to talk about basketball and talk about things that's going on in life. So,
Man, thank
appreciate
you.
you having me on, man. I appreciate that, man. But to the Knicks fans, man, hey, it was great. It was wonderful. I even come back, if they take me back in New York, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Be that veteran, be that guy, to help those young guys over there that they have now. But y'all fans have always been great. Y'all always been uplifting to me and just everything that I've been through and dealt with, even when I was in New York, whether it was good or bad, y'all always had my back. Y'all always, appreciate who I was as a person and as a player. Ain't no but love for me, man, all day from here.
Well said, man. Well, Ray, thanks again. We threw the link in the chat to Team Felton. If you guys want to read some more about what Team Felton has going on, if you want to donate to Team Felton, support Ray Fel and Coach Cannon and the guys. And Ray, hopefully you come back and join us down the road, man. But best of luck, best of success to you, and stay healthy, bro. Thanks again for the time, man.
No problem, man. Like I said, thanks for having me again, man. Anytime. I'll come rock with y'all any day.
All right, no doubt. Raymond Felton.
Ray
Fel, appreciate you, Ray. Thanks again, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys.
Yeah, I like that.
Another post-game live production. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man JL's from Nick of Time Show. That was a good one, JL's.
That was a good one, man.
Let me fix my camera up. Ray's a stand-up guy, man.
I like him, man. Solid.
I definitely appreciate that. Salute to Coach Cannon, everybody at Team Felton as well. Jay Ellis, I'm gonna throw it on you for a second while I fix my camera up. We're gonna get the phones open too. 657-383-1509. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
Okay.
Jay Ellis, over your just set your camera back up. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, give me some thoughts, Sales.
All right, so standout comments. Number 1, Kurt Thomas has jokes.
We gotta find Kurt, man. We gotta find Kurt, bro.
Yeah, the guy has the crazy eyes. He always comes off as this guy who's tough, hard-nosed vet. He's not gonna take any mess. Come to find out, in hard times, Kurt Thomas's jokes.
Kurt was the last of the OGs, man. That's why I'm like, I would love to have him on the show, bro. He was the last of the Mohicans, bro. You know what I mean? The last of those stand-up quality dudes. Charlie Ward mentioned the gauntlet. Like, Kurt is one of those dudes. Like, he would have been, like, leading the gauntlet. You know what I'm saying?
Armor on.
And a guy that always came ready. Kurt never took a night off, ever. You can never question Kurt Thomas's work ethic, and Ray certainly pointed to him as one of the leaders on the team, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Number two.
Yep.
Biggest thing. That Woodson co-sign is hard.
Woodson co-sign. How about the fact that he felt like Woodson could be flexible, could adapt to today's player? That was interesting. Obviously, clearly, Ray Fel thought, like we all thought, that Woodson got done dirty by Phil.
Yeah.
Woodson got done dirty by Phil. So, very interesting that, he had those feelings, and especially the adaptability part. I thought that was very interesting.
Woodson was the guy who got the most out of J.R. Smith.
6-man J.R. Smith.
6 man a year.
Who Phil gave away for nothing. But,
He always not he was part of the package, CP. That makes it worse. He was part of the package with Shumpert.
Yeah. For nothing.
They didn't even I was doing research on this the other day for my pod, and the Cavs owner didn't even think they was gonna get J.R. Smith. They wasn't even trying to get him.
Crazy. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I honestly believe that from even those times, Mills was doing the negotiating on everything. It just seems everything that was botched from the Tyson Chandler trade when they should have got Jay Crowder back, the Shumpert JR trade. You want to talk about the Noah deal, outlandish deal. Phil wasn't in there negotiating the numbers. That was Steve Mills, bro.
You know what, CP?
That was Mills, bro. That was Mills from Evan.
That makes so much sense.
Yes.
That makes so much sense.
I think
I'm on board with this theory, man. That makes a lot of sense because Phil Jackson is in here. He's not a GM. He's trying to learn the ropes. He has to learn on the people who was here before. You go back, you realize every bad season that we ever had Steve Mills involved. And he's in front. He's in the office. He knows the out of working, so he probably was the one doing these deals.
Listen, if you think Phil was in these things, falling asleep and all that, you think he's really in there worrying what the numbers are? He's making $150 million. His bread is buttered already. He's like, yo, do what you got to do. I like this guy. Let's go get him. You do what it takes. You know,
he was on Manhattan Beach somewhere, bro.
Yeah, he was out in Montana,
Long Island somewhere.
Joe Kim, give me Joe Kim Noah.
Yeah,
you know, Phil was there smoking his mushrooms, man.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. He did chin ups on my shoulder.
Yeah. What if JLs? What if Melo had waited? What if Melo had waited?
It would have been a lot better. The X factor though still would have been Stats health.
Yes. I agree. Yeah, that was a ticking time bomb, right? He was never gonna be a healthy Stat, right? But yeah. I think at the same time we would have had a good amount of depth though.
Right.
Because you could have went small. You would have had Wilson, who could guard the 3, guard the 4, maybe play a little 2 if you wanted to run big, right? You had Gallo, you had Melo. You could have ran Melo at the 4 at that time. With a Mozgov at the 5.
Right.
Or eventually going to the 5. So I think they could have survived the Stat help, but because they would have had the depth.
That's true. You could have moved Milson or Danilo to the 4, small ball 4. Stretch the floor instead of going through Amari.
Right.
Then have Carmelo do his thing. That is true.
And then you're growing. You're growing a young team, but you still have a star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still have a star. You could space the floor. Danilo's coming into his own. You could have brought him off the bench when Stat was healthy.
True. You
had Wilson, who was your defender, could have taken the pressure off of Melo.
All good points.
Landry Fields fell off in his second year, but you had Landry Fields could have had at the 2. He was shooting the 3 very well at the time.
Yeah, Landry Fields was a beast, man. For a year. For a year. He was MVP.
He was MVP.
For a year. Rebounding and shooting 3s.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So yeah, just solid. And Ray Fell regretted it, man.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate circumstances. He had nothing to do with it. It was all the front office making a move.
Yeah.
Melo putting the pressure. He wanted to get out. Melo wanted to get out of there fast.
He wanted his money.
He wanted that too. I think it was a combination. I think he wanted his money, and at the time, him and Coach Carl were going through it.
He wanted to get out of there first.
Yeah, Carl. If you remember, Coach Carl he seemed like the Grinch that stole Christmas back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, man. He started losing his marbles like a couple years ago. So
yeah,
not sure.
Exactly. So that might have a lot to do with it as well. It's like, I can't even wait this full year. I'm gonna just get out of here now.
Yeah. 17-9, JLs. Yo, Ray Felton. I always remember those years. I was like, that year, I was like, yo, Ray Felton needs to make the All-Star team with Stat.
Dog.
100%. He was putting up All-Star numbers, bro.
Absolutely. He didn't make it. I remember the year before when he was in Charlotte,
mm-hmm.
I was thinking, man, I wish the Knicks had a guy like that on our team.
Yeah. When he shook loose as a free agent, I already knew because we saw Duhan was beasted in that offense. And I was like, yo, you get Felton in here. He's going to do well. He's going to do well. This was plan B now after LeBron and them had ditched us. I mean, you get Stat. All right, you get Stat, you get Felton. You know, you didn't expect them to have that much success in the beginning, but they gelled quick, man, and Felton excelled in that offense.
Yeah, man, very quickly. I was surprised how fast Stat kind of just changed his role so quickly. And it was like, hey, I can be pick and roll guy and I can ISO more too. I was like, what? I was so surprised how he upped this game. So
Stat left it all on the line.
Yeah, man.
In those 8 games.
He was best player in the league those 8.
That was it. He was the MVP for 8 games, JLs.
Oh my God.
He left it all on the line in 7 seconds or less.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Scorpio brethren Stat.
Facts. Let's go down to Florida. Let's hear Jay's comments on the interview. Jay, how you feeling?
What's up, my brothers? How y'all doing, man?
How you doing, bro?
I'm cool, man. I didn't hear the whole interview. I kind of caught it halfway. Did y'all ask him about the draft pick?
We talked about Cole
About
Anthony.
who we should draft?
We talked about Cole Anthony because we weren't too sure
Cole?
how. Yeah, we talked about Cole Anthony, and you would you would like it. He didn't say Halliburton. He said Cole. He said Cole.
Oh my
He said you
goodness.
should.
You know what I'm saying, bro? We all saying no Halliburton. Even my man Ray Felton, no Halliburton, bro.
Nah, that's not what I said.
About Halliburton.
No, that's not what I said, Jay. It's not what I said. I said he didn't mention Halliburton, but we asked him about Cole specifically because of the Carolina connection. And both of them having worked with Chris Brickley and everything. And he said what a lot of people have said about Cole was that you got to be careful looking at the North Carolina stint. And I agree with that. Number one, it was injury shortened. The team was trash. Wasn't, built around his strengths. And it was a short game. He didn't get to play in the ACC tournament. Didn't get to play in March Madness.
Right.
So I think it's a short tape on Cole at the college level. So that's very hard to project who he's going to be at the pro level.
He got to be the pick, man. Anyway, did y'all see Bobby Portis get into a full-on argument with me on Twitter, bro?
I did. Yes. Jay and Bobby Portis have gotten into it to the point where Berman was writing articles about it. Yeah, Bobby wanted to smoke with. Bobby seemed like he wanted to smoke with every Knicks fan and their mom this past week, JLs. Bobby was not happy.
He can't be coming back, man. There's no way he's coming back after that. No, I don't see it.
I don't think so.
Y'all think he's coming back?
I don't think so. Not at $15 million. I don't think so.
Nah, I've read
Yeah, he got to be out. I think him and Randall, bro. And I was telling him, like, him and Randall on this young team makes no sense, bro. You can't continue to look off Knox and all these young kids that need shots and minutes and development and just go for yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't handle another year with Randall and Portis, bro.
Problem is, you need a guy to hold those guys accountable. If those guys are the leaders of the offense, the leaders of your team, if Randall's, you're in trouble. That's just what it is.
That's true. That's true.
But Jay, give the fans a synopsis, a quick overview of the interaction with you and Portis. What happened?
Yeah, so I got on Twitter. I was on my man Nick Central, Alex, my boy. Going back and forth with him, and I guess he had communicated with Bobby, and then I said that Bobby's a selfish player. Bobby came back to me and said, "Oh, how you gonna call me selfish? I got the least amount of minutes over the last 2 years in the NBA. I come in, I never complained." I said, "Bobby, bro, you're on a 1 year prove it deal, man. You ain't really trying to help the team or help develop these young players." He was like, "Oh, I'm selfish. I'm the problem. You're calling me, and all I do is try to." I'm like, "Bro, yeah, because you half the time you either look to shoot a three, or you back people down and shoot a little over the left shoulder hook." Right? You don't do no playmaking. You try to help none of the young fellas. Like Knox is soft, so he's not gonna check you.
Right, but it'd be more reason why he's not passing it to Kev. He knows Kev ain't ready, man. Bobby's letting it fly, J. Ellis.
Right.
Let it fly.
I'm like, come on, bro.
You're not passing it to Knox.
He was tangent with me and a couple other fans. Then you had Bobby Portis fanboys from the Razorback.
Arkansas came for you.
People I've never even seen on Knicks Twitter trying to defend him. I'm like, bro, come on, this dude is selfish.
Jay just said, just look.
We don't need anybody like him or Randall on this team moving forward. We need to move the ball. We need people that encourage teamwork. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
It was funny though. If y'all get a chance, Justify Jay on Twitter, go check it out. It's funny though.
All right, no doubt. Appreciate it. Yo, Jay's becoming a fan favorite on Knicks Fan TV. Man. He's hilarious, bro.
My other Jay.
Yo,
shout out to Stephen Weeks who sent the super chat for $4.99.
Absolutely.
Says great job on the interview.
Appreciate it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Want to shout out all the mods. Vegan X, what's going on? Surge is in the building, Jay Ellis.
Surge.
Big Surge is in the building, and he sends us a super chat. DJ Spin That. He says, big ups to Knicks Fan TV for its adaptability. No Nick games, no problem. Props for reinventing on the fly. Hashtag respect. Hashtag LaMelo 2020.
Oh,
so Big Surge has put his hat in the ring for one LaMelo Ball, J. Ellis.
There's a lot of hats there.
A lot of hats.
There's a lot of hats in his ring.
Yo, DJ Spin That. Yo, DJ Spin That.
Salute to Big Surge.
Yo, DJ Spin That.
Salute to Big Surge.
Yo, DJ Spin.
Absolutely. Let's shout out Ultimate Gamer as well. Sends us a super chat, J. Ellis. Salute to Ultimate Gamer. If you're new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new so we can shout you guys out. Remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, and Stitcher. Remember to share these videos as well. Very important that you share these videos wherever. Facebook, Twitter, email somebody, text somebody. Doesn't matter. The more the merrier. One person grows this thing tremendously, JLs. It's a social media. That's an impact of social media. You got to share these videos. We got another one. We got another one in the works too, JLs. I can't announce it before, yeah, we got a blockbuster in the works too, man. But shout out Ray Felton. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out everybody at Team Felton as well. Make sure you guys go out there and support them for sure. Couple more phone calls as well. Let's hear from Zay from Maryland. Zay, how you feeling, bro?
Going on, guys? How you feeling?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right.
Good. First off, great interview.
Thanks, bro.
The Raymond Felton interview was great, man. You guys keep on putting out good content.
Thank you, bro.
That's dope. Dope. Second thing is, man, I gotta address the Cole Anthony slander that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people calling Cole Anthony a bum. And he's trash and all that stuff, talking about they don't want him. But I'm like, LaMelo is not that much greater than Cole Anthony. Like, LaMelo played like 12 games, and he averaged like so-so numbers as far as like his averages. And Cole Anthony played twice the amount of games and had similar averages. Like, he averaged more points per game. He's like one or two shy of assists per game. Like, it's not that off to where Cole Anthony's a bum, but LaMelo is a must-have. Like, I think at 6, if we do end up with 6, like I don't even want to trade up for LaMelo. I'd rather just go after just grab Cole Anthony because you've seen how much like he's been in the gym since high school.
He's working.
You've seen plenty of tape on Cole Anthony, so you know he's a hard worker. LaMelo, I'm a little shaky on LaMelo and actual like growing his like all this issues that he's had the past year. He's had pretty much since high school, and they haven't gotten better. So I just can't trust he can develop as quick as what Cole Anthony was lacking last year. So it's like I don't know what it is. Like, what's y'all take? Like at 6, are you okay with getting Cole Anthony?
I'd probably go Halliburton, bro. If Halliburton's there, I'd rather go Halliburton. Give me the guy that could. Yeah, I'd rather Halliburton.
I go Killian.
You go Killian Hayes?
Mm-hmm.
I would go Halliburton just because give me somebody that's a more efficient three-point shooter, JLS, and a better distributor, a better facilitator than Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony's looking like a score-first option, which may not be bad, but the question is, are you going to get enough facilitating, especially in the first year? If you got Randall still there, forget about it. That ball ain't moving.
I'll go Killian because
my thing with that is
finish your thought, JLS. Go ahead.
my thing with that is like
JLS, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay, I'll go Killian because I feel like he can be like a more of a lead guard, more so than Halliburton at least anyway. Still a tall guard, and because at least hit the step back three. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know the catch and shoot threes haven't been hitting, but you figure since the step back threes are hitting, you figure it's a matter of time before a standstill catch and shoot three is going to hit as well. So I feel like he can be like a pretty good two-way point guard that's tall for us.
The question is, Zay, and people in the chat, do you feel like Cole Anthony can be the playmaker that we'll need alongside RJ to really make this thing go?
Yeah, because you don't want to be his RJ turn, Cole turn thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can. I mean, I think forever we've shot ourselves in the foot a lot as Knicks fans with like not Knicks fans, but like the team with like point guards. With point guards is like we got to have a point guard that can create and make their own shots first, so that can open up the floor for everybody else. And we haven't had that in a long time. Like
that's true.
No more of like Frank is cool and all that. Like Dennis, like we just need a point guard that can. If his shot isn't hitting, he can either get it to another teammate or like he can create a shot by getting fouled. Like, yeah. I think him and RJ would be similar to Russ and James Harden.
Hey, yeah, I love to see it.
They could be a similar playing style.
I love to see it, man. Appreciate the calls, eh? I love to see it. Yeah, listen, I'm not doubting Cole. I'm just saying I think Halliburton would be the safer pick. I think Cole certainly has more potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see Halliburton being the safest pick because of his athletic. The thing he has over Killian is probably a little more athleticism, and you know what you're gonna get from him.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a high ceiling to me, but you know he's going to fit wherever he goes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm taking a little bit of the gamble on Killian, saying he has a little bit higher ceiling.
Okay.
And can possibly be like a lead guard for us long term, and not just like a really good glue guy.
Got it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Shout out Gino Avegno, JLS. He's new listening from Cali. We had somebody in the chat checking in from Serbia earlier today. So salute to everybody worldwide. 30 cities in the chat. Let us know where you guys are checking in from, so we can shout you guys out. Want to shout out Alan Berman, who sent us a super chat. JLS, he says, salute fellas, great interview as always. If we draft a point guard, get rid of Randall Portis and bring in the Morris twins. Both of them.
Listen. We got more super chat comments. Shout out to Lewis Luck. Gives us $5 in the super chat. Says we don't need a point guard. We got Point Randall.
Oh gosh. Come on, Louis. Come on, man.
Good point, Louis. Good point.
I can't do that, man. Cannot do that at all. Salute to Above the Rim. He says, I hope Cole doesn't end up like Austin Rivers. Interesting. Also, there was a lot of hype for Austin Rivers, man, when he came into the league, JLs. Top prospect in the country. A lot of hype for Austin Rivers. He's been a solid role player, but he never lived up to the hype.
You're right about that.
You know what I mean?
He goes off in spurts.
Yeah, he goes off in spurts. That's why he's a bench player. Quick incident offense type of thing. Salute to Lee Bloxham checking in from London, J. Ellis. Salute to all my London people out there. We got NBA analysis checking in from BK. Nightcat Moon checking in from the Bronx. Salute to Nightcat Moon.
Okay.
We got Pablo Alonso checking in from Spain. Buenas noches. What time is it? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in Spain, bro. We were worldwide, JLs.
All right. I can't think of any Spanish words to say right now. But, hola.
It's simple and plain. Simple and plain. All right, 2 more callers. Let's go Uptown Harlem, USA. Will, what's going on, bro?
Good afternoon, folks. What's going on? CPJRs. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
All right. Hey, man, I just want to talk about Ray Felton.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, I know y'all been fans for a while too, but with me, long time. But when he was here, when he was healthy, bro, he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Every time he got injured or in that, I think that's when we slipped too, man. But he was a dog when he was here.
Ray was scrappy, man. Ray was scrappy. Yeah. He got the team in order, JLS. He fought. You know what I mean? He wasn't the best on-ball defender, but he got in the passing lanes. He averaged about 2 steals a game.
And let me shoot some bail too. I don't think he was ever big on our team. I feel like he got big because he left our team.
He was big on Portland.
He didn't want to leave.
He was big on Portland. He
didn't want to leave.
Out of shape on Portland, so
he wanted to stay here. When he was in New York,
I think they should have had a conversation, like he said that summer with or before that, with Melo was like, "Yo, man, just chill out, bro. We gonna get this thing over here."
They should have called Melo, man, and told him to wait.
Yeah, man, they was close like that, so a call should have been made, man, and we would have gave Miami a run for their money, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. Will, they should have called Melo and told him to wait. Stat should have been like, you know what? I'll give you a little bit. Mm-hmm. My contract is good bread. I'm not gonna play that much, so I'll cut you a couple checks.
Exactly. And maybe you should do the wine baths earlier too. That
Facts, man. appreciate the call, Will. Let's say it for my guy Jay Boogie, JLs. Jay Boogie from North Carolina wants to talk Knicks. Jay Boogie, how you feeling, bro?
Okay.
I'm doing good. How everybody doing? Everybody staying healthy and safe, man. That's good, man.
Yes, sir.
Protect your home and protect your family and your kids and everything, man. I just want to say that. And shout out to my man Ron. I want to say, man. And shout out to all the Jays. But to let y'all know, Felton is the type of point guard leader we need on the bench. Them guys that we got on our team for veterans, they ain't no veterans. Them guys is trying to hold on to a job in the league. They ain't showing nobody what to do. They ain't learning them guys nothing because they so busy worried about themselves. Raymond is the type person. You hear what he said? Jason was telling him how to get here, get there, be there. That's what we need. That's what you call veteran leadership.
Absolutely,
and just to let y'all know, down here in Carolina, that boy Cole is working hard. He looking good.
Okay.
That boy Ingram is looking good. I figure I'll let JL know that, you know what I'm saying? And stop saying that's your old name, man. You still a J Boogie, man. Peace and love, man. I'm out, man.
J Boogie, man. That's my guy, Jay Ellis. That's my guy. He's still holding on to the Ingram dream. I don't see it, Jay. I don't see it, bro. But
I don't see it,
you know,
man.
I'd love to dream a little bit, but I don't see the Ingram thing happening.
They need to change the rules so we can we can put in our offers for restricted free agents earlier, like 10 days before free agency.
Yeah. You know, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this to everybody. The more we do these interviews, man, the more I want CP3 on this team, bro. I'm sorry.
I was thinking the same.
I'm sorry, man. I'm crazy. I'm going against my principles. The more we talk to these vets, whether it's X-Men, whether it's She, whether it's Raymond Felton, Jails, whether it's Charlie Ward, we need a good veteran on this team, bro. Think about it. If CP3 comes here, it's not about the money. He's already getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
He's already got the bag.
Getting the right vet here can change
the trajectory, bro.
And I know I kind of had this argument with Knicks fans before, but about because Knicks fans want to go to the extreme and just go all young and have no vets whatsoever.
You can't do that.
You can't do that because whenever you, not even just our interviews, but whenever you just read, because I read a lot of interviews, and whenever you read the interviews, you hear the same thing. I learned so much from my vet, such and such and such. That's the reason why I know how to move in this game, how to act when we lose, how to take care of my body, how to you keep hearing that same thing, and it makes you really value the right vet. So
you need the right vet, man. Get me CP3 in here with Taj. That's good. I don't need Melo here. I love Melo. I don't need Melo here. Give me CP3, Taj, the bookend vets. Give me a vet on the wing. I'll keep Reggie Bullock. For the right price, sales. For the right price. I'm not trying to go crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go crazy. All right?
Good.
Let me just preface that before people in the chat go, I'm not trying to go crazy on the deal. But if there's a cheap deal to be had, don't worry about the money for free agency. We're not getting anybody anyway. So we're talking about development. This is a development trade, Jay Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
To set us on the course.
Get it right. Since we got all these guards, we getting all these guards here or might be here.
Think about it. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Just think about it. So that's all I'm saying. You know, start a little stirring. Stir the chat up a little bit, JL. See who's still awake.
Away.
You know what I mean? See who's still awake, man. But yeah, good show, JL. I thought once again appreciate Raymond Felton for coming on.
Facts.
Had a good time, man. He's a stand up guy. Definitely appreciate it. I know the fan base was looking forward to this interview. And we're working on some more. We're working on some more content. Don't worry, man. Knicks, it may be a while for more some new Knick games, but we're gonna keep working over here, man. So we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in and supporting. One of the things they propose in jails is a potential regional summer league type of situation. What do you think about that?
Yes, let's do it. I want to see Knicks basketball before December.
Yeah, I love to see it, man. We'll call it the Teray Murray Invitational. We'll call it the Jeremy Tyler Invitational Tournament.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean?
Torrey.
Let's just do the cookout. You know, we always talk about the proverbial once Nick, always a Nick cookout. Just make it a big weekend, man. We'll do a little barbecue outside. We bring back all the old guys, washed up guys that we stand for. You know what I mean? Bring back Marty Collins. Marty Collins ain't doing nothing. Marty, come on down, suit up. You know?
Yeah.
Get it cracking. What's Mo Taylor doing these days?
What's Skywalker doing?
You want to call Billy Walker up? Let's call Billy Walker.
Let's call Billy.
Let's call Billy. We can get Tony Douglas. Tony ain't doing nothing, man. We call Tony Douglas up. You know?
I fought Tony.
That's it, man. Who's got Quincy Acey's number? Quincy Acey's ready to go, JL. He's ready to roll.
Jason Smith.
Jason Smith? What's Jason Smith doing these days? Let's do it, man. But yeah, who knows? I don't. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, good stuff, JL. Let's go ahead and sign out.
Anthony Randolph. Okay, never mind. Shout out to everybody who enjoys the Nick and Time show. New episode is dropping this week. Just stay tuned for that. You can always check the blog for new blogs at thenickandtimeshow.com. Always listen to old episodes on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. And yeah, always buy merch too. Merch is moving slow because of COVID stuff, but it'll get there. Trust me. That is all. Keep it short and sweet. Back to the CP.
Yes, sir. Great job as usual, JLs. And salute to everybody that joined in once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Remember to share these videos. Hit that like button. Comment after you view it live. And yeah, man, just continue to support us. We'll continue to support the fan base. And we appreciate all the love. Make sure you guys be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll catch up midweek and just vibe with the fans. What else, JLs? Alan Berman says bring back Frank Williams. What's Frank? Frank is available. We'll bring Frank in. Remember that? Remember Frank?
Yeah, I'm Frank. I'm laughing because the names are still coming in. That's why I'm laughing.
He was
Jorts. Bring back Jorts.
Bring back Jorts.
I mean, both. Bring back the guy Jorts and bring back Jorts.
make him play in jorts.
Make him play in jorts, and then bring Rashid and have him play in jorts.
Sheed's ready to come back. Yeah, Sheed said he was down to come back whenever, man. So whenever you guys want Rasheed Wallace back on, man, just let us know. She's ready to come back. Somebody in the chat said bring back Endower. I say no.
No,
he costs us too much, Jails. He costs us too much. Endower is not invited to the cookout. I'm sorry. I'd rather have Travis Ware. Call Travis up, man. He's not
Travis Ware, the greatest number 6 to ever wear Nick jersey. Travis Ware, bring your.
Hey, remember that game when we went into Cleveland and beat the Cavs and Travis Ware like blocked LeBron in one defensive play?
LeBron stopper.
Yeah, he was the LeBron stopper for like 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah, way before Mario was.
Yeah. We could bring in Jimmy Fredette. He's box office. He'll shoot.
Oh, definitely gotta get.
Yeah,
definitely gotta get Jimmy. Jimmy with the Jimmy from 3. Yeah, definitely gotta bring.
Yeah, Jimmy Fredette. We'll bring him in and sell tickets. You know, he can still light it up.
Absolutely, he'd be the marquee.
Facts. That's it, man. So think about it, man. Once Nick, always a Nick cookout. We're gonna schedule it, Jails. You know, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, Jails. Might not be this summer. We're gonna make it happen. The X-Man as a coach. We'll put Oak as the other coach.
Oh, I got. Huh? Let's go. We gotta do Ron Artest as the other coach.
Oh yeah. Meta's been dying to get into the ring. We'll make Meta be the coach on one side, X-Man the coach on the other side. Hey, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen, man.
Definitely gonna make it happen.
Yeah, man. Anyway, good laugh, people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Salute to everybody once again. Number one show for the fans, by the fans.